On the still rivers and endless grasslands, nature writes silent stories of its own. From the zebras leading their herds across a perilous migration, to the langur monkeys facing predators beneath the water's surface. From the quick-witted warthogs escaping in a split second, to the resilient buffalo holding their ground with steady steps. And there, the crocodile watches quietly, waiting for the perfect moment to hunt prey. In this never-ending symphony of the wild, who will move forward, and who will fall behind? Stay with us on this epic journey. The Great Migration drives herds of zebras across the arid lands of Africa. Thousands move in single file, covering miles of dusty trails under the blazing sun, searching for fresh pastures after the rains. It is a journey not only of hardship but also of peril. To reach food, they must cross rivers running low, where predators lie in wait beneath the murky water. The young cling to their mothers in trembling steps, while the stallions stand watch along the edges. They know well that every stop for water is another test of survival. The crocodiles lie motionless, bodies stretching over 16 feet and weighing more than 1,000 pounds, like black boulders frozen in the river. But with just a single movement from the zebra herd, stillness turns into explosive power. Sudden strikes erupt into chaos across the water's surface. A slow-footed young zebra, unable to keep up, is caught in the predator's jaws. Most manage to escape, yet a few of the weakest pay the price of the journey. The migration presses on, each zebra carrying the haunting memory of the river. Yet the drive to reach the green pastures ahead burns stronger than ever. For hours, the crocodiles remain perfectly still, conserving every ounce of energy, waiting for prey to drift into their reach. In a world where scorching heat and scarcity drain the living, this strategy has become the secret of their survival through countless generations. Another zebra is caught, but it refuses to surrender. It thrashes wildly, pouring every last bit of strength into pulling itself forward. Yet each violent tug from the crocodile's jaws drags it back into the depths. On the bank, the herd grows restless, ready to charge in to help, but all they can do is stand and watch, powerless. In a desperate moment, the zebra turns, biting back with all its might. But the counterattack only grazes the crocodile's armor-like hide, impenetrable and unyielding. At last, after a relentless struggle, the river calms. The zebra is pulled under, swallowed by the spiral of fate, leaving victory to the ruler of the deep, the crocodile, cold and merciless.
It's over. That's for sure.
In the sweltering midday heat, a gray langur descends to the water's edge to quench its thirst. Suddenly, its arm is clamped tight in the cold, unyielding jaws of a crocodile. The crocodile holds firm, never loosening its grip, while the langur pushes toward the bank. at times collapsing in exhaustion as if defeated, only to rise again with all its might. Even when cornered, survival instinct forces the creature to keep fighting, clinging to the fragile thread of life. Crocodiles are relentless predators. When hunger rises, they can hunt almost anything. A full-grown crocodile suddenly turns its jaws on a younger one. In times of scarcity, the struggle for survival can even turn into a clash within their own kind. A warthog cautiously approaches the riverbank to drink. Instinct warns it to stay alert. Suddenly, a crocodile bursts from the water with a powerful snap of its jaws. In that fleeting moment, the warthog reacts with astonishing speed, just in time to escape. From a young age, elephants are already far larger than the usual prey of crocodiles. Each day, the herd returns to drink. An adult can consume more than 50 gallons of water in a single visit. The crocodile waits patiently, silently inching closer whenever they arrive. At first, only brief encounters occur, keeping the elephants on guard. But this crocodile seems driven by an unusual persistence. As the calves drink from a shallow stream, one adult chooses a spot dangerously close to the predator's ambush. The crocodile waits, motionless, until the elephant lowers its head. Then suddenly its jaws clamp down on the tip of the massive trunk. A thunderous roar erupts as the herd scatters in panic. The elephant pulls back with force, dragging the crocodile out of the water. In the chaos, the giant gathers its strength, swinging its head and flinging the stubborn attacker away. The crocodile crashes back into the river and slips away in silence as if nothing had happened, still waiting for another chance. A massive crocodile lunges upward, clamping its jaws onto the muzzle of a full-grown cow buffalo. A deep roar echoes through the thicket, halting the entire herd in its tracks. Normally, buffalo are far too large for crocodiles to risk an attack. But this time, hunger seems to have pushed the predator into a bold gamble. The buffalo strains to lift its head above the water, while the crocodile fights with all its strength to hold on. Yet against the buffalo's sheer power and endurance, the predator begins to tire. At last, the crocodile releases its grip and retreats into the water. In the wild, danger comes not only from rivals, but sometimes from the very places chosen for refuge. A young waterbuck, chased by an opponent, plunges into the swamp to escape. But that choice opens the door to an even harsher trial. From beneath the surface, a crocodile surges upward, clamping down on its body. In a rare burst of strength, the antelope breaks free and dashes toward the bank, as if finding its way out at last. Yet right at the water's edge, its pursuer blocks the path. Forced to turn back, the waterbuck plunges once more into the swamp, where the crocodile still lies in wait. Both the land and the water have become a dead end. Relief only comes when, against all odds, the waterbuck finally manages to wrestle free and escape to safety.
It's a young male. Is he coming to help?
In the dry summer of southeastern Sri Lanka, the ground cracks beneath the scorching heat. Water becomes a treasure. For deer, it is a source of life. But for the mugger crocodile, it is the perfect ambush. Hidden beneath the surface, the crocodile waits for a deer to wander too close. Ultra-sensitive sensors on its snout detect even the slightest ripple. At times, a strike may fail, and the predator drags itself onto the bank, cloaked in weeds and algae like a strange disguise. Yet when hunger presses, it returns to its post, silently positioning itself for another chance. Deer are not entirely defenseless. With lightning reflexes, they leap backward, narrowly avoiding sudden lunges. On land, they hold the advantage. But a single misstep could plunge them into the crocodile's domain. And once those jaws clamp shut, the chances of escape are almost none. Regarded as one of the most spectacular sights on the planet, the migration of wildebeest is truly a wonder of nature. More than 2.5 million animals, alongside zebras and gazelles, sweep across the savannas of Kenya and Tanzania each year. The climax of this epic journey is the world-famous crossing of the Mara River. To reach the lush green pastures on the far bank, they must plunge into the churning waters. Heavy breaths, pounding hooves, and the looming shadows of crocodiles below create a scene both awe-inspiring and tense. Amid the chaos, some fall, but thousands more surge forward, flowing onward like an endless river of life. On the migration journey, predators do not always claim victory. A rare scene unfolds. A wildebeest is caught in the jaws of a massive crocodile. With the advantage of the river and its crushing bite, the predator should have secured an easy win. Yet this battle does not follow the usual script. The wildebeest summons all its strength, thrashing, twisting, and suddenly breaks free from the iron grip. It charges up the bank, leaving the crocodile stunned in the swirling waters behind. The Mara River crossing is not just a challenge, it is a living epic, where nature reveals its most fierce and magnificent face. Every struggle, every crossing, tells another chapter in the story of survival. There is no room for weakness. Only strength, endurance, and unwavering will can see them through. If you share our love for the wild, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to join us on the next great journey.